Okay guys, so I'm here in hospital at the minute. No joke, look. This is where they've been putting my juice in. I've got a infection in my lower jaw. Don't panic or anything like that. No, I've just been in for a couple of days, but I just thought I'd make a video for you guys while I was here. Yeah. I've got Alan next door, who I'll introduce you to him in a minute. Come and meet Alan. Falling over.
Are you falling over now?
Alan, say hello to everybody.
Hello everybody.
This is my mate Alan. Brothers from another mother. And but today we're going to be talking about transcription, and I'm going to be giving you some cool tips. And hopefully as well, I'm going to be getting out today, fingers crossed, and we're going to go over to Alpha Instruments as well, which is super close by, and I'll video some stuff there as well. So there's going to be some sort of like bass gear geekery in this video as well. But to start off with, let's talk about transcription and why you are just doing yourself an injustice if you're trying to rush it. You know, you just need to take your time and it'll be cool. I wanted to make a video quickly today. Obviously I haven't got that much time because I'll probably get told off filming or whatever in here. Okay, so I got told to stop filming. I'll just wait till those guys have, you know, finished what they're doing, and then I'll go back in there. But I'm here in the bathroom, so if it's a bit echoey, that's why. But first of all, guys, I just want to talk about why transcription is so important before we get into how I actually do it, and the general time it takes me. I just want to say, music is a language, right? And with any language, you learn it by listening to others, figuring out what they're doing, and then learning to do that yourself. So when you're a kid, you listen to your parents, same thing, right? You listen to them, then you emulated what they were doing, and then that trickled down into how you sound today, which is, you know, you sound like you. So music is exactly the same, right? We listen to great bass players, we work out what they're doing, transcription, right? We work out what they're doing, then we work out how that can be applied in different situations, you know, what chords are they using those lines over, and then that trickles down into our vocabulary and, you know, and into our music and into our bass lines and into our grooves. So that is why transcription is so important, because it's really how you learn, emulating others, and then that gets, you know, soaked into your vocabulary and then into who you are as a musician. So it's really important. I get asked a ton of times about transcribing, and people are like, oh, I'm frustrated, I find it too hard. And my message to you guys, if you're feeling like this, is that you're just not being patient enough and you're just wanting too much all at once. So just chill out a bit. And this is what, like yesterday, I was working on this solo here of Rich Brown's. I'll play you it. And just to give you some sort of like idea of how long I worked on this, I worked on this for maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours yesterday. I'm just going to figure out how long I actually got down in that 2 hours. So it's at 225, 125 now. Yeah, do you want to be on video? Do you want to be on YouTube? No. She asked me what I wanted for dinner, but didn't give me a pen to fill it out. There's the form. Have you got the pen, Francis?
I've got the pen actually now, yes.
Anyway, back to it. So my point here, guys, is that like I worked on this transcription yesterday before I went to sleep in this rather comfy bed. It's a good bed, this. Here we go. But I worked on it for like maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I've got down about 20 seconds of material. So next time you're transcribing and you want to think to yourself, you know, it's maybe not, oh, it's too hard, I can't hear it, it's too difficult. You know, just think to yourself, oh, well, that solo, Scott worked on that for 2 hours and he worked out, oh, wow, face hurts. So that's, yeah, 10 minutes 10 seconds per hour I actually got down. So that's how patient you've got to be with it. So give yourself a chance, don't be impatient, just put the time in and it'll be okay. Saying that, I want to give you some cool tips in terms of transcription in this video. So so how I do it is, like, essentially I'm just trying to sort of like get the starting note when I'm listening to it. Do that, and then I sing it. Now obviously I've transcribed it, but daddy, do that. Do they daddy, do that, do they, do. Actually I think I've done that wrong. So that little bit there as well, the timing of that yesterday, I just couldn't get it down. It sounds super simple now. But I just couldn't get the timing down. So again, give yourself the time to actually just let this sort of like settle in. And sometimes if you can't get the pitch straight away, concentrate on the actual timing of the phrase itself, and that'll alleviate it a little bit, and then work on the pitch afterwards. But again, just give yourself, this is how I do it. I'm not listening to a big chunk and then listening to it like that. I'm listening really 2 notes at a time. Sometimes bigger phrases, sometimes just 1 note at a time, but it's never like a big chunk. So I can play that now because I worked it out yesterday. But yesterday it took me like 10 minutes just to get that phrase down. So another thing that you should be doing as well, guys, is figuring out what the harmony is that you're actually transcribing on. There's no point me working out these lines really if I can't use them, right? So for instance, what's important in this, sorry, I can't get this straight. So what's important here is that I understand he's soloing in A flat, right? So that's why, and it's important to know that, so I know that I can now get that stuff and actually transpose it to D minor. All that stuff that I can play the entire solo in D minor. And then I'll move into different keys and get used to using those phrases in different keys as well. It's super important. So tip number 1 is just to take a tiny pieces each at a time. Tip number 2 is try and sing the phrases, okay? Sing the phrases and sing the actual pitches. Tip number 3 is concentrate on the rhythm. Don't forget the rhythm. If you can't get the pitch to start with, concentrate on the rhythm first. And tip number 4 is, if you end up in hospital, always take your bass with you. Few views, honestly, but like maybe 50 views or something. Okay guys, back in the bathroom again. I've been told to stop filming again, but the good news is that I am getting out today, and so I'm going to be going to Alpha Instruments hopefully and dropping off the P bass, because man, that thing needs set up. Something's happened with the truss rod. As you can hear, it's sort of like bap, 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 clanking all over the place. So let's do this. Let's get out of here. See you later, guys. It's everybody. Okay, I'm actually at home now, and I'm editing the video that you're watching right now, and I've just realised that when we get to Alpha Instruments, we start talking about something that I need to give a bit of context to for you to actually understand it, because you might not have heard it before. Essentially, and what I'll do is Sadowski, Roger Sadowski wrote a great piece on this, and it's to do with the export of Rosewood and how things have changed in the last few months. Okay, and this is what you're going to hear us talking about in a minute. When I'm at Alpha Instruments, I'm noodling a bit over the top, so hopefully you'll be able to hear us talking about it. But I just I'll link to this article as well in the description below. But if it basically says, this is on Sadowski's website, you may have read that there are new regulations involving the import and export of some of the woods commonly used in guitar and bass making, namely Rosewood. I wanted to take a minute and let our customers know that this means for any Sadowski orders, what this means for any Sadowski orders, and to let everybody know that there are excellent alternatives of the woods affected by the new regulations. And this is a big deal, guys, for anybody who has Rosewood. And check this out. Effective January the 1st 2017, the Sites Commission has placed all species of Rosewood under the Sites 2 protection. In order for us to export any instrument containing any Rosewood of any type, that's a lot of different woods, by the way, we need to file for a special master permit, and each instrument we export will need to be have an individual export permit. The lead time for us to receive our permits appears to be in the 3 to 4 month range. Even after we receive our permits, we are not sure we will be able to comply with the requirements to export Rosewood. So if you order a bass, and that needs to be exported to you, big problems if it's got Rosewood in it. Anyway, so and Roger goes on to write more about that. I'm interested in terms of, if you're traveling in and out of countries with Rosewood on your fingerboard, what does that even mean? I don't know. I'm sure it'll develop over the next year or so. I'll link to that below. But here is, me and the guys, Chris and the guys at Alpha Instruments, talking about this very thing. They go into a little bit more. It's really bad footage because it's basically just looking at me and I'm playing and they're in the background talking, but hopefully you can hear what they're talking about, and if not, just check out their great bass because it played great. Anyway, let's check out that clip.
No, it's just that they're getting rarer and rarer, and the Chinese furniture manufacturers basically completely devastating Rosewood trees, and then the instrument industry is getting the knock-on effect of that. So the instrument industry might be 5-10% of the overall use. People call that African Rosewood. It's never seen Rosewood. It's not even closely related, but because people call it African Rosewood, they've stopped that as well.
They make loads of drums out of the big.
So it's things that aren't even protected are protected just to make sure. Yeah. Which makes it really, really difficult.
I mean, what they're going to do? Are they? Is it hard to tell right now what they're going to do?
It's going to be a case of.
Because I envisage sort of like some dude travelling with his bass, gets to whichever country he's going into, and they impound his bass. Or like, is there a possibility of that happening?
Potentially.
Yes. Talking about this. Well, you can actually, like, we as manufacturers as well can get paid as long as you've got the paperwork for where it comes from and all the rest.
All the Rosewood we've got now, our supplier has all the paperwork saying it's pre-CITES Convention 2, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's been cut 60 years ago.
It's good to ship.
So as long as you've got that paperwork, you're okay?
Yeah. Yeah, but there still might stop it, it might cause problems. So for the moment, we're just any international sales with any Rosewood types, we're just basically stopping it for the moment until it's kind
of offering alternatives on new orders from now on until we know what's going on. I'm not risking it. I'm not going to be sending something to wherever
and get it impounded on the way. So you haven't to say to guys, no Rosewood boards.
Yeah. No Rosewood necks, no African Blackwood boards, no Coca-Cola, no Groovehacker, no...
There are alternatives though. It's really annoying, but there are alternatives that, will do a similar kind of thing, so it's...
Even to the point where Sadowski have had to go to their customers, even when the necks are fully made and finished, and say, look, we need you to choose your fingerboard and your neck, we need to start again. Luckily, we've not been at that stage, we've not got to that, so...
Wow. That's insane. Well, this is a man-made ebony.
Resin.
It is made from wood.
And it's not to be confused with Richlight, which is
Can I just show the rest of the guys, because I'll make a blog out of this. Say hello guys, and so this is, we're at Alpha Instruments. I want you to pay special attention to Andy's lycra gear here. Always looking cool. So what's the fingerboard?
It's Rocklite, and it's a man-made ebony substitute, which is sustainable, sounds great, it's very stable, it doesn't shrink like ebony does and crack.
It's been tested to basically sound as close to ebony as possible. And
my old bass had it on. It was really good.
Yeah, without all the drawbacks that ebony can have.
And what's the vibe with this wood? Because it looks insane. It's not actually, this wood isn't, there's no colour on it, is it? It's impregnated with...
It's coloured resins.
So what is it done? It's pressure, it's just...
there's some kind of vacuum and the dyes get pulled into the wood in the vacuum, then it's hardened in a kiln. Then after that it gets resawn and we receive it.
Yeah. It's amazing. Where can they find you?
What?
On Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram, Alpha Instruments on Instagram, or alpha.co.uk. Find out from there.
By the way, what's his name? Chewy, is it?
Chewy, yeah.
Star of the show.
Loves to chew stuff.
Chewy. Okay guys, so that's the end of this video. Don't worry, I am doing okay. The jaw is cool. I'm supposed to be having an operation on it in a few days' time. Depending on whether the swelling goes down or not, we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, check out the guys at Alpha Instruments. I'll put a link below so you can go see their stuff over on Instagram. They're super cool. And as always, subscribe to the channel. And I do apologise guys if this has been like such a really weird video. I'm sure you understand the circumstances have been pretty weird for me as well. But other than that guys, take it easy and I'll see you next time in the shed. The 2015 Kickstarter challenge.
Hey everybody.
Hey everybody.
Hi everybody.
Hello all. Hello.